When the kids were little, my children are all grown now, but when the children were little, we used to play a game, How Much Do You Love Me? And it came off of that wallet card that I asked Jesus, how much do you love me? And he stretched out his arms and died. So I love you this much. Well, one day, Darren, my oldest child, he came up to me, he goes, Mommy, he said, do you know how much I love you? And I said, honey, how much do you love me? Mom, he said, I love you this much. Wow, we got real dramatic. Mom, I love you this much. Wow, Mom, I love you this much. Wow, Mom, I love you this much. I go, wow. He said, Mommy, do you know how much I really love you? And I said, honey, how much do you really love me? Mommy said, I love you way behind my back. It was so sweet. Was that just the sweetest thing? So that became a thing. When I went on mission trips, they sent me letters, I love you way behind my back. But then they get to that adolescent age, kids, how much do you love me? Mom, get a gorilla. I'll never forget it. Derek had turned 16 on March 22nd. It was in April, just a week or so before taxes. He had just turned 16 that March, and I was downstairs in the basement watching TV, working on taxes. And Derek came down to say goodnight, give me a kiss goodnight, and I said, honey, before you go to bed, would you mind to pop me up a bag of popcorn and bring me down a pop? And the kid's thinking, man, I just came down to say goodnight to my mom, and I'm going to make me popcorn. He said, sure. So he goes upstairs, in 222, we get microwave popcorn. So he brings it down, brings me a pop, brings me this big bowl of popcorn, says goodnight. I say thank you, honey, and I'm sitting there watching TV, working on my taxes. I take a handful of popcorn, and there's a piece of paper in it, and I'm thinking to myself, they're putting coupons in airbags. But I put the popcorn back down, and it was a scrap piece of paper, and I still have it, and it said, hi, Mom, I love you way behind my back. 16 years old. Now, here's what I wanted to do. I wanted to run up and say, you love me, you really love me. But I just sat down in the basement and I just cried. Thank you, God, for allowing us to make memories. And it's so fun because sometimes at Christmas we'll try to find something that is I love you. And when Happy Feet came out, he actually gave me a picture, a poster of the penguin with his, little flaps out. We just have a lot of fun with that. I just emailed the children this past week. And that's how I close about I love you way behind my back, collecting and making those memories.